The first one out the second session. Megan Proctor, Lindsay Roberts will be out very shortly, as will that all-French battle between Gsy Champagnet and Colette Henriksen. Intriguing encounter, that one.
We're going to have you commentate on that in French, Tony.
No, of course.
So, reds for Casey Ranford-Norrey to get underway in this first frame.
Yep, Casey, another member of the England side. She was over in Ireland a couple of weeks ago. Watched her play last night. She's playing Barbara Taylor. I mean, some of her potting is incredible. She put 2 balls against Barbara that were just absolutely obscene long pots. Cue ball right in the jaws of the top corner pocket. Length of the table yellow down at the corner, and then she didn't quite get onto the black very well, and it was basically cushed up. Blind length of the table pocket cut back into the corner. Oh, incredible. With Barbara looking on. And Barbara, of course, her England skipper.
Yes, on one hand, she'll be pleased to see her teammate playing well. On the other hand, she'd rather it wasn't against her.
Yeah. Rather it was an international match against another country.
Casey wants to move this ball down the left rail, and what better way to move it than to smash it into the corner pocket?
I mean, that's just, you know, you look at Tom Cousins hitting those sort of shots and say, you know, just fantastic. You have to be absolutely pinpoint to pull that. She's not landed very well, to be honest. But what you're going to get from Casey is big potting.
Not a terrible outcome, that.
No,
she was trying to pot it, but it'll serve her okay being where it is. Nothing great here. There's 2 pots up the table Chloe can go for, but a real mess down this end.
I think she went to play the loss of turn there. She's got that slightly wrong. Would have been a good shot if she got it knocked in. Casey's red over that corner bag.
Yeah, and Casey wants to be aware that that red is quite likely to get moved, so needs to try and open up some of her other balls. Chloe could play the long yellow to the top right and then play the loss of turn that she tried to play last shot.
Well, I thought she might go loss of turn there, you know. Cut that yellow down. Opting to choose this.
Gonna have to play this slowly because she doesn't want the yellow to roll away. It's always tough to leave that yellow right over the pocket.
I think it sneaks past that red, you know. Red definitely goes in the middle. The one above the black, it's about the red ball that's just beneath the yellow on the right. Casey decides her plan of action.
Perfect position here. It's going to be tempting to play the red that she's keying over now because she's so nicely on it. But decides she doesn't want to have to come back for the one over the bottom left. So.
Yeah, I don't mind that. As long as she can get the cue ball through here. Well, good news, bad news. The good news is she's knocked out the bad red. But I think she was trying to play off that very, very thinly to make the red into the middle and free the ball up. Just Hit it a little bit chunky on the yellow ball, so Chloe does get another opportunity. And now an opening for Casey.
Five minutes into this first frame. So kind of a scrappy layout right off the break. It was never going to be a quick frame. So Casey can drop the run into the right centre, then she'd be fairly straight on the ball to the top right. Couldn't get super close, but that's about right. Got to draw the cue ball back far enough that she's got access to the 8 ball. May have to use the yellow on the right hand cushion as a bit of a guide. She'll probably have to play this fairly firmly. Wow, it's gone all wrong. She's got the angle slightly wrong, which brought the middle pocket into play. It's not guaranteed to be a loss of frame. I mean, it should be from here, but a bit of congestion in the middle of the table and the ball on the right-hand rail. And that's not the best positional shot. With ball in hand, Chloe would have been looking to get a bit closer to the ball down the rail. So just commit to this pot now.
Just a tad thin, but it's okay. Chloe Smithies leaving Casey a problem.
Yeah, she's not going to be delighted with any of the outcomes here, because if Casey pots this red, she's almost certainly going to be snookered on the black. She's going to have to play this with pace.
Well, she potted the ball, but unlucky going behind it.
Her only option there was to play at pace and hope she caught it thin enough that she came round the angles.
Wasn't far away, but like you say, Mark, she was always going to have, well, it was, you're looking at about 100 to 1 to actually pot that ball, get on the black ball as well. So Chloe Smithies, after a frame that's sort of to and froed backwards and forth, and you can never really pick a winner of this frame, it looks now like Chloe Smithies is going to pinch it. However, that's just changed the complexion somewhat. It's now going to have to be a double for Chloe. So double in the middle pocket, I'm assuming she's going to go for, and she has done, and she's got it. Very good cue ball as well from Chloe. So this 8 ball for the first frame in this last 16. In it goes, and nicely done in the end by Chloe Smithies as she leads Casey Ranford-Norrey by a frame to 0.
A frame that seesawed around, but not one that
big time
Chloe was ever really in much control of until the very end. During the time it's taken to play that first frame, 2 of the other matches that we've been following in the outside tables have come to a conclusion. 𝗪𝗁𝗡𝗵𝗵 completed a 7-0 victory over Dawn Wright. Leanne Cragg finished off 7-3 against Danielle Randall. And the other match that's deep in progress, Becky Watkins is on the hill, 6-3 against Emma Parker.
This has been spun on its head. Emma Parker was 2-0 up at the start. I think 3-1 as well. I think Becky Watkins has basically turned on the style, and I'm sure this is like five frames in a row for Becky to get herself onto the hill.
On the hill, but in a slightly congested spot in this frame. Difficult though for Emma. 6-3 down already, and these yellow balls not in the best of shape. The winner of that match will play Kirsty Lee Davis, who we've just seen come through on this main table. So we'll get the first look at the Casey Ranford-Norrey break. It is just about a legal break. 3 balls do cross the middle of the table, even though only 1 has ended up that end.
Yeah, not the best break that Casey's ever played. Saw one yesterday, trying to think it was Christophe Lambert, very similar, where the arm got through before the rest of the body, so you do lose momentum and power. And I think Casey just it takes a lot off the break if you don't get the timing correctly, and that's what happened there. And oh, miss there from Chloe. So that looks very, very congested around the black spot, where nearly the entirety of the balls on the table are in very close proximity to one another.
So a pretty slow first frame, took about 8 minutes to complete. We could see more of the same here given the position of the balls.
Yeah, this is no quick fix in this frame.
Match is being played to the 50-minute match clock though, so we know how long the match is going to take as a maximum.
I mean, Chloe could have cut the other red in there and kicked them all out if she wanted to be ultra attacking, because the natural angle was to go into that cluster and possibly all 4 reds come out into the open, because they're all going to go in that direction towards the top of the table. Might be worth a roll of the dice there for me.
Well, especially as covering a pocket in this rule set isn't that beneficial, because Casey can pop, well, attempting to pop that ball to the centre and then play loss of turn bottom left.
Yeah, as soon as Casey gets the opportunity, she's going to play the loss of turn. There's no question. And Chloe there picking off the plant. But what's to follow? I don't know if she can play or manufacture another one between the 2 reds. They're just above those 2 yellows on the right side of the table. Through the cue ball into red and black as well. Open everything up. Well, Casey opting for the pot there from that angle. He's hoping to move a lot more out than what she did with the pace that she played it at.
There's never going to be much to choose between these players. Both quite even on the rankings, 16th and 22nd respectively.
Now, will Casey play the loss of turn here? The yellow right on the black spot. Knock that red in over that bottom right-hand corner. He can shove the cue ball at the top of the table. Oh, unlucky there. Very attacking shot. Not worked out for Casey, so Chloe Smithies now cue ball in hand.
That's a pretty tough outcome, isn't it, to find that corner pocket from where she was?
Yeah, but just leave, the ball in hand now gets Chloe's awkward red out, and the balls are there to go 2-0 up. So you feel a little bit there for Casey Ranford-Norrey.
Yeah, it's the 3rd time Chloe's had ball in hand in the last 5 minutes.
Now then, come back a bit too far.
Good long yellow from Casey. Not a bad position now. The ball's a bit more open than when she was previously at the table. It's not a completely natural position here though. That red plays quite large towards the bottom left corner. It's a very difficult shot either way. She can either play the ball up the left rail first or play ball top right and then as her last ball. This is the marginally easier way of playing it.
Well, this is Chloe's strength. Sorry, Casey's strength is the long pots. That's come away a bit. That set off hugging the cushion. I'm sure that has turned through either a fingerprint or whatever, or just it's grazed off something, just a fraction. So Chloe Smithies left with a fairly routine finish to go 2-0.
She'll be pretty happy if she does go 2-0, because Casey's had a few chances. Could have been 2-0 the other way around. So 8 ball safely deposited. Chloe Smithies opens up a 2-0 lead. Race to 7. 50 minutes match clock to start with. 15 minutes used for the first 2 frames. So increasingly unlikely that we're going to see either player get to 7 unless it's a one-sided match. Chloe keeps winning the frames. Maybe we could see that. Well, the scoreline's 2-0. It's been quite even in terms of the pattern of play so far. Both players have had chances in both of the opening 2 frames. Have a look at the overall draw of this Women's Pro Series. You know the identity of one of our quarter-finalists. That was the match we saw on this table, Kirsty Lee Davis. 2 others on the right-hand side of the draw also complete. Mary Talbot and Leanne Cragg have booked their places already. All but one of the last 16 matches now in play. Megan Proctor and Lindsay Roberts waiting to go on. All the other games have either been completed or are in play at the moment. As Chloe Smithies breaks off in frame 3. A more open layout than either of the first 2 frames. If Casey can find a way to get the 2 reds at the top of the table, she's in decent shape. It's just whether she's got the right angle to pot the loose one and then screw over. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just about see enough to pot that. Doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball because she's got the ball over the middle pocket to play next. Obviously like to open her account. The way the first couple of frames have gone, could have been anybody's. Oh, has she fluked that ball? Yes, she has. Into the same pocket she played it for. Went twice across the table and then back in.
Very clever shot, that.
Let's have a look at this fluke.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? But you take it. To be fair, you feel Casey needs something just to settle, because she has had chances and the scoreline could be so very different. And there you go, not one you'd expect Casey to miss. But miss she has.
no point potting the ball for the middle. There's two at the top of the table she's got to deal with. So just come around to see if she can see the thin edge of either of the reds. She can certainly play this off the cushion even if she can't see the edge of it. The fact that the match clock is being eaten away by these slow frames means that it's likely to be a shorter match. So whilst the 2-0 lead doesn't sound huge, it could play quite big, and particularly if she gets a chance to add a third frame. Not perfect. The only ball she can play is obviously the yellow between the two reds. If she was slightly straighter on it to the corner, would be ideal, but she's going to have to cut it and travel a long way around the table. Well, couldn't quite get to the potting angle. So one good long shot from Casey here. The long potting, generally the highlight of the game, as we've alluded to a couple of times. That was a tricky one though. Finds the fluke yet again though. Second fluke of the match for Casey Ranford-Norrey.
Well, that's two in this frame, in different visits to the table. And I mean, just look where she's landed as well. So that fluke is going to be maximum reward for Casey Ranford-Norrey, you feel, and a much needed frame on the ball as Chloe Smithies, a wry smile. She knows that Casey's had a big slice of luck there, but it is Chloe Smithies 2, Casey Ranford-Norrey 1. Case the ace. She goes off for a little break. There is the Women's Pro Series draw as it looks. Kirsty Lee Davies there in the quarter-final. She's waiting for either Emma Parker or Becky Watkins to join her. Mary Talbot will take on Leanne Cragg for a place in the semi-final. And the other half of the draw, very interesting indeed. Megan Proctor taking on Lindsay Roberts. We know what's happening here with Chloe and Casey. The all-French battle there of Geraldine Champanet playing Colette Henriksen. And at the bottom of the draw there, Sophie Gibbs-Nichols taking on champs Amy Beecham. All to play for. So we'll just pop across. And the all-French last 16 match between Geraldine Champanet and Colette Henriksen. And you can see it is Colette. This year's runner-up in the World Championships, Colette Henriksen 3-0 up against her French teammate. Geraldine Champanet, a very elegant player. Colette, more of a battle-hardened competitor. And a hard game for anybody to take on Colette. Very close to being the world champion this year, I have to say. But it was Emma Cunningham from Northern Ireland who, after quite a few years, winning another world title there, and brilliant performance from Emma, by the way. I was very fortunate to be there at that final on the comms. As we return to the main arena table, and Casey Ranford-Norrey breaking off and potting a ball.
Needed a flick to get started with the clearance in the last frame, but she'll be very happy to have got that first frame on the board.
Do like the shirt, Case the Ace with the playing cards on the back.
Yeah, all the players doing well at carving out identities for themselves.
Yeah. I like that Casey ace. So there's nice ring to that one. Well, every shot is opening up this rack for Casey. And surely that frame that she just won, I know it was via a big slice of luck, but it's got to have lifted her spirits and settled her a bit, Mark, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, it just seems like it's set up a slightly more conventional frame here as well. There's been some scrappy moments earlier on, but now it's got a more open position. Go after a clearance at the first time of asking. That's pretty good. She's come through far enough she can see the ball on the rail. Natural angle. Don't know if she's going to try to get too close to her next yellow, but naturally come down the right-hand side of the table.
He's going to stop up, it is. Yeah, she can just run this because the keyboard will just drop into the 8-ball. It won't do too much damage to it. It'll push it slightly nearer that corner pocket. Just very, very gently, because you obviously don't want to kick it too hard and push it into those reds. But she will hold on the other yellow, so kind of dead weight if you can, or what you dare risk. But she's not playing it, she's playing the other one. Well, a little bit trickier, and I think she's going to snook herself.
Yeah, maybe she couldn't quite see the potty angle. I feel if she could, she would have taken that one.
I think she could. I think Casey was looking at it thinking she might go the wrong side and hit the black ball on the other side and snook herself that way. That was always going to be a tricky shot to get on this yellow. So Chloe Smithies will come to the table on reds. Nothing easy, but what she could play here, the two reds are on the rail. She could just play into those two, develop them, put the cue ball behind the red that's loose near the middle and snooker. Well, she's got to be playing safe now. Play the red on the rail. Just wants to develop those two, and it's okay playing that shot, and yes, it's a snooker, but if you just push the red the key ball's nearest to him, made it so both pot into that corner individually, and I think she could have done that there. It's just a case of Chloe's got down, thought, well, I'll just play the tightest snooker I possibly can. But you've got to look a little bit more than that, you know, because when you get to the table, you want to be able to finish, because if Casey hits this, which you think she will, and she does, Chloe now has a tough finish, because she has to pot this in the middle, play the one down the rail, and leave an angle now on the furthest up red out of 3 into the middle to kick those two apart. Playing safe again. Dangerous one this time. Played it well. Now that's more like it. So that's a more inviting table now to come to after Casey's played a shot. And Casey now needs to pot this, not just hit it.
Yeah, it's a key principle, isn't it, of tactical play in this rule set. You want to be promoting the balls. It's not just enough to play containing safeties. You want to try and get your balls in better places. And as you say, you want them to be there in an inviting spot just in case you get the chance. Because now this is much harder. If she gives away ball in hand, that could be a real problem. And even if she doesn't, it's more likely that she leaves Chloe with a shot at one of the reds. So looking at two cushions, try and pot this to the right centre.
A good hit there from Casey. But now a real chance for Chloe Smithies to open up a 2-frame cushion once again. No idea why she'd like to get back up to the top of the table off this one. Cue ball sailing dangerously close to that middle pocket.
Yeah, she really wanted to screw above the corner pocket, above the middle pocket, just leave this slightly easier, still be okay.
Yeah, that's a nice shot there from Chloe. Either play this dead weight down into the corner, or you play this firm and go twice across with a cue ball. I think dead weight should be okay. And Chloe went for the firm shot and missed it. So, last chance saloon for Casey Ranford-Norrey. It's a thin cut into the middle. She might even have to take it into the top right. Looking at both options.
Yeah, you'd much rather pot it into the middle, wouldn't you, if she can just avoid the in off. Yeah,
that's a super pot. Just doesn't want to be stuck to the bottom rail, and you just know it's going to be. That is unlucky. Because you put everything into the pot. Not only that, she had to control the cue ball, and she did so very well. And unfortunately for Casey, you've dropped into the 1/16th probably of the table that you don't want to be in. Going for the double, miscue.
And worse than that, she's left a shot of this ball to the middle fairly naturally for position, so
absolutely
everything's gone wrong there. Well, Casey Ranford-Norrey has been in first in a number of frames in this match. We're disappointed to find herself 3-1 down. Chloe Smithies gratefully accepts that opportunity. Casey's had a bit of luck, I guess you'd say, in the previous frame. That time she had a bit of bad luck to not land in good position on the 8-ball. Bit to think about as she sits in her chair. Still obviously a long way to go to the winning mark. Playing a best of 13 here. Only 4 frames completed. Time definitely becoming a factor now. It's been quite a slow start. We've seen some quite scrappy opening frames. To find a smile, but I think not quite for the right reasons, for a sense of disappointment as to how the match has started. Although on the positive side, it's been quite an even match, and it's one in which Casey has contributed, so it wouldn't take that much to turn it round.
No, like you're saying, a lot of smile on Casey's face. She's a bubbly character. Had a good laugh with her over in Ireland, and all the England ladies, and to be fair, all of them. You know, all the international girls, the Aussies, they're a good bunch. That is 3-1 the score, not 2-2. But yeah, Casey a big part of that England side, and a big character in the team as well. So Chloe Smithies breaking off frame 5. And that was a really good split there. She hit the pack. Thumbs up, as in the disgust. She cannot believe she didn't get a ball off that break. And I agree with her, because that was a really good split. You look at everything bouncing around the table. Where's the ball? Come on. Nothing. Thumbs up, cheers. Thanks a million.
Once again, the pattern continues. Casey in first. Not a bad chance, this one. She takes the ball to the top left, then links up the 2 in the middle of the table, and come down to the 3 at the bottom last. Avoids having to travel too much.
Yeah, you fancy this should be a nice quick response for Casey after dropping the last frame. Just wants to make sure she holds for the plant now. So dig a little bit deep here, but just like a soft screw. Get the cue ball just to come into that gap between the black and the yellow. You could even nudge into the black. It wouldn't be a complete disaster.
Quite a lot of angle here. She may have to play that cannon if she wants to hold on that side.
This wants to be kind to her. It has been.
Yeah, that could have gone wrong, but it's actually turned out really well.
Yeah, you can drop this in now. I think you can actually screw back if you want. I think I'd screw back. Only for fear of like nudging that second red and leaving too much angle. That's thin now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it was safer just to screw back, guarantee the pot to the same pocket.
Exactly right. Because you know that table's so quick, and Casey's looking at the thing, I don't want to overrun it, but by being extra delicate, she's made this a lot harder. She made the pot. Now then, has it come out far enough? I think it has. I think she's okay. Oh, no, 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 she's got to bend it. Chloe Smithies looks on, wondering if she's going to get a chance at these yellows. So a little swerve shot here.
Oh, she hit that well.
Yes.
Just didn't quite get enough turn on it.
And again, Casey just right at the end of the frame. You think she's going to get over the line there. It's just not happening. Not only that, putting the red in a safe-ish position, which means for Chloe, you know, if she does run out of position, you can always run and hide and leave something awkward for Casey. That's a foul. Well, well, well. There we are, 𝗏𝗏𝘁𝗆𝗏, Tennessee. Never hit a rail. And just when Casey was thinking, what have I got to do to get over the line in a frame? Chloe said, here you go, have this one.
Yeah, that's the answer. Having ball in hand there, it's just so welcome from the position she was in.
Under no pressure to play that safety. It's a tap behind the yellow. It's almost as Chloe hit the ball when she didn't actually want to strike it. It's a case of the arm went before the mind. So, well, have a life belt, Casey.
Let's have another look at this shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just completely quit on the shot.
Tell you what, 20 years ago, that was a good snooker. And a legal one.
Yeah, very annoying situation to
Maybe
put
30
herself into. Yeah.
Rules that everybody else has played now has never, ever heard of. But
yeah, I think that stopped being a rule in the early 90s, didn't it?
Oh, why don't you start? You'll be going out the door.
So let's distract you from that annoyance and go and have a look at the scores around the rest of the room. Megan Proctor and Lindsay Roberts have just started their match on table 3. Just about to get underway there. No score yet. Colette Henriksen 4-0 now on 𝗔 and Amy Beecham 2-1 up on Sophie Gibbs-Nichols. So we've got 4 quarterfinals settled already. Kirsty Lee-Davis, Becky Watkins, Mary Talbot and Leanne Cragg. And the remaining 4 matches in play at the moment.
So we see Casey Ranford-Norrey break off. Pots the ball. Could have done without the cue ball being on the bottom rail. So no easy starter. You might play the red ball to the left of the black. Maybe a plant into the middle. I don't think she can get through to that clean over the back, so it might have to be that shot. So tricky little opener. Got it though. So reds it is for Casey Ranford-Norrey. Well, it's a bit thin to cut, but she can play the double here. And while she's up there and on it, you could play that and just screw back. You get the cue ball past, well, to be fair, not much further past where she is now. Slightly more central than to the table. And that could be game. So play the double, screw the cue ball back. Probably another 2 or 3 inches past where the cue ball is now. Well, she's back on the double again.
She's back in exactly the same
spot. Fortunate
spot.
to get back there, because I think when she was on it the last time was the time to play it. But
yeah, you typically say play it while you're there because you're not going to get on it as well. But
no.
she got on it exactly the same.
I'll tell you what, she's played that one. She's left a perfect angle as well. Played a red ball bottom left now, screwed a cue ball across to the one down the rail. And all of a sudden, this could be 3 each. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Take your pick here. You can soft screw it with left-hand side, play the black bottom left, or you can just come off the rail a bit more pace, play it with running left-hand side and play it in the same pocket as his last red. At the end of the day, she plays neither and just dribbles it in and is going to play it in the centre. So don't listen to me, I know nothing. This for 3 each. And very, very quickly, Casey Ranford-Norrey runs a rack there. Very nice indeed.
Well, it's not been easy at any stage in this match to call a winner. It's still not easy. 6 frames played, 3 apiece.
And here is Colette Henriksen, 4-0 to the good against her French teammate, 𝗔 Champagnet. Well, a bit of a shot to nothing, was it?
You had to get into the cue ball to get a position. It's had the benefit of covering at least some of the yellow. She may be able to see the right-hand edge, or if not, she can come off the top cushion. So looking to just bend the ball slightly.
Yeah, lucky there from 𝗔. Just want a bit more, just a bit softer with a bit more side, and could have made that. So Colette Henriksen looking in huge control in that match. Probably going to be 5-0 there. There's referee Dean Winter there, you see, finishes racking the balls. And he will come back and deliver the cue ball to Chloe Smithies, who's going to be breaking in frame 7, 3 each. Now then, that's a better result, Chloe. We remember her last break, which was, I think, a bigger break than that one, and she got nothing from it. We all remember the thumbs up. But this time, makes 2, I think 3 balls, actually. 2 reds and a yellow. So Chloe at the table. And very quickly dispatches a yellow. Long yellow into the top left-hand corner now for Chloe. That is slightly pulling away up there. That's 2 we've seen.
Yeah, 2 we've seen pretty well struck. That look like they might drop, but have stayed on the table.
Just very, very slightly. I'm convinced of that. Great pot there from Casey. The high tariff long pots, Casey seems to knock them in for fun. Incredible.
Yeah, already in this match, you could make a highlights reel of some of the long shots she's playing. That's another clever little shot.
Yeah, I think really for her sake, probably glad it didn't go in, because there wasn't a lot to follow it. So what can Chloe muster up here? Will that yellow that's stuck to the 2 reds plant up onto the other one up in the top? If it does, she has a chance, and it must do, because she just played behind it. So if she could make this plant and run the cue ball through, get on the yellow in the middle of the table, Chloe has a chance to go back in front. Pot them both. Whoa.
It's not terrible. She'd rather have that stayed there, then she could have played this next shot as a plant.
Yeah, if that yellow goes past the 2 reds into the bottom right, she's fine. If it doesn't, she's got to come all the way around the table to get on that yellow. Well, she's pulled the reins back, not gone. That was an indication that yellow didn't go in the bottom right. But she wasn't willing to roll the dice there and send that cue ball on a journey. But what can Casey muster up here? And that's a clever little shot. And that was always the danger when you hand over the table to your opponent. You know, you've got to remember, Casey's, you know, England international. Finds that clever cannon, well, just a little billiard shot, if you like. Once again, these long, high tariff pots go the way of Casey Ranford-Norrey. Awkward queuing out, bridging over. We know that red does go past the black into the centre, so it's just all about dropping this in, bridging over the balls. She will leave herself a slight angle on the one in the middle, so she'll be fine. So it doesn't have to be extravagant with the cue ball. plain ball, run it in, cue ball off the rail, black in the same pocket. You can play it gently and play the black up into the top right. I think the firm shots favours Casey.
Yeah, I agree. Just commit to the shot.
Very nicely done. And this is you've got to say, this is a very, very tidy finish there from Casey. Really good stuff.
Yeah, much better. We've seen some scrappy stuff in this match, but we've seen some good long potting, and now that was a much more consistent clearance to add to it.
She stepped up a gear as Casey. Megan Proctor at the table playing at Lindsay Roberts. Not long into the match. Megan, also you can see, is leading by a frame to nil.
Megan's been one of the most consistent players of the last season and a half.
Yeah, very
series
good player.
of finals appearances.
Super player.
She's won the last woman standing. Yet to get her hands on a Pro Series title, but very much only a matter of time. She's been in a few finals already. Has come very close. So looking for the double. Ultimately doesn't get very close. So Lindsay Roberts welcome to the table with a great chance to get her first frame on the board. Also another very capable player. Having been 3-1 down, Casey Ranford-Norrey now finds herself with a one-frame lead as she steps up to break in frame 8. Not a bad break, but doesn't find the ball. Chloe Smithies was been given a lot of chances earlier on, but it's been frozen away from the table. Been a bit unlucky. Witnessed her opponent fluke a ball, then misjudged a safety shot herself, handed away another frame like that. Now wants to get back at it, try and fashion a clearance.
Chloe battling away, and it's approaching the last 10 minutes of this match, so it will go down to 15 seconds of shot. So that's a very good plant there. Very good shot indeed from Chloe Smithies, and she's just opened this up. Now then, is she going to get a fluke back? She is. That's a return the favour. She's probably owed one, Chloe. So, looking like 4 all. And Chloe Smithies makes it 4 each, and she'll think that is justice, because Casey Ranford-Norrey did have one, which was the first one she got on the board, which was a ball, funny enough, missed in that same corner pocket that went round the table, went into a middle. So let's have another look, because this was a fair way away from the pocket. There you see, off it goes on its journey to that corner pocket. And that is one fluked win frame each. And like I say, Chloe Smithies, that was the one I'm owed. 4 all. Even on frames, even on flukes. There's Casey Ranford-Norrey, who has just in the last couple of frames as well stepped it up and gone through the gears and started to produce some of her best stuff. So all to play for. We are now into the last 10 minutes, 15 seconds of shot. So could be quite chaotic now, 4 each. Another good split and break from Chloe, but again, nothing doing. No friends. Casey at the table. Case the ace with choice of colour.
Started out as a best of 13. It's been reduced to a best of 5 at most. Are we going to have time to play that many frames, though? Just under 9 minutes remaining on the match clock. Although Casey stepping up the pace here. Generally, the match has been getting more open as it's progressed. Oh, it felt like that drifted off a little bit. She flicked it with unwanted side on. Oh, look at this shot. So, chance for the counter clearance from Chloe. She's been ahead by a couple of frames at one stage in this match. Saw her opponent get things back, then reopened or re-leveled the match. Chance to reopen the lead. Goes begging. Oh, Casey caught the wrong ball there, trying to get through to the second ball. Just caught the edge of the first one on the way. Understandably, both players looking a bit pressured under the shot clock. Chloe's going to bide her time here, just play in tight behind the yellow. Oh, trying to play a delicate shot that leaves the white short.
Didn't have to be either. Could have played it a lot harder and come off the bottom rail and come back. That could be a big moment in this match. It's Chloe Smithies. Comes around, these yellows are all open. It's just about getting rid of these 3 at the top. And all she requires is decent position on the 2 at the bottom, and it should be 5-4 going into the sort of the last about 5 minutes. Big, big frame.
Just under the time pressure there. Didn't quite have time to play that shot properly, needed to screw back. Yeah. Just ended up having to rush it. So what should have been a simple positional shot, she's now going to have to play a double.
And the yellow's come back, clipped the cue ball. Now then, massive fortune there for Chloe. Oh, brilliant recovery there. That's a great shot. A lot of players from all walks of life would have been bemoaning that the fortune had been snookered, have been waving their arms about. What's Casey done? Just got down. Okay, that's fine. Not that in.
Yeah, great shot. Followed up with another good shot, loaded up with side to get over for this ball.
Wanted to get the cue ball past the yellow rather than into it, but she's having a shot at the black she probably didn't expect to get this for 5-4 in front.
Great clearance from Casey Ranford-Norrey.
To the corner there as well, but
well, that frame had a bit of everything, didn't it? What a great shot out of that snooker to set up that clearance. 5-4 now. And a match that was a bit slow to get started is producing some entertaining moments towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's the draw. Quarterfinals coming up later today. Kirsty Lee Davies taking on Becky Watkins. Mary Talbot taking on England's Lee Ann Cragg. We've got Megan Proctor is playing Lindsay Roberts for a place in the quarterfinal at this moment. That's in the early stages of their match. We know what's happening here with Chloe Smithies and Casey Ranford-Norrey. Geraldine Champanet is trailing Colette Henriksen, her French teammate, and well, has a big mountain to climb there. And Sophie Gibbs-Nichols is playing Amy Beecham. Well, Casey's turn to break dry. Doesn't seem to have left an awful lot though. More of a stern look at the table. Very concentrated now, Casey. She's 5-4 up in a great position. Chloe obviously there, nothing to go at, so she has to play a containing shot. We are now less than 4.5 minutes left on the clock. If Casey wins this frame, you think or feel that would be good enough to win the match. Chloe needs it to at least try and force a 6-red shootout. So that is all still on the table. Chloe decides to let the handbrake off. You feel she has to. That's a lovely shot there from Chloe Smithies. The trouble is she's only left herself with one ball to go out at the bottom of the table, so position not great. But she's got plenty of time. I mean, it's 3.5 minutes. She just needs to win this frame. What she done with the cue ball. And this is huge now for Casey. Ball in hand. She's got to remember she has an extension. That could come in very handy.
Yeah, there's value to using up some time here. It's not probably quite short enough on the clock that she can think about running it down, but she's going to put her opponent under time pressure if she can pot a couple more balls.
Well, does she go all out, go for the double and come around the angles, or does she play that red ball that's close to the black ball? I'd rather play a double, because I'll tell you what's dangerous. If she plays that red ball that's the one in the middle of the 3, be careful with the cue ball. You could knock that 8 ball towards that bottom right. And she hit that very thin. If she'd hit that thicker, that 8 ball was closer to the corner. Chris Melling, he will be up next on this main arena table, taking on Josh Kane in the men's quarters. Had that incredible comeback yesterday against Zach Shepard. 3 frames behind with 3 minutes 57 on the clock. Took out 3 finishes in 3 minutes and 1 second. And then finally won on a 6-red shootout.
Meanwhile, what a shot there from Chloe Smithies. Had to play that plant, and it wasn't an easy one. She's got a chance here. She's got plenty of time on the clock. She's got to hold herself together for these last 3 balls. Now, it's all about this shot. Difficult cut down the rail.
Got to play this and make sure the cue ball goes into the left-hand rail and back out again. Not as it come back out, it's going to come back out yet again. Fabulous shot there. A fabulous finish.
This has been a great clearance.
Oh,
what a finish from Chloe Smithies. Out of nowhere, it has to be said.
wow. And I don't blame, yeah. I don't blame you. I'd have a smile if I knocked them in. That's very well done. You see, look, both players getting on very, very well indeed.
Unquestionably, the clearance of the match, and particularly under the pressure.
Well, can either of these ladies get this one inside 1 minute and 27 seconds? If they don't, we are going to see our second 6-red shootout of the weekend. The last one involved the man we just saw sat in the crowd, Chris Melling, and Wales international Zach Shepherd. It's the second one of the weekend, going to be Chloe Smithies versus Casey Ranford-Norrey. So 5-5, 126 if Nick's a second off me. 1 minute 26 for Chloe Smithies to break and finish. Avoid the 6-red, the break. She's made a ball. I'll tell you what, they're there. If she can get her skates on here, she can avoid that 6-red right now. Call the extension. I'll tell you what, the match clock stopped. Oh no, it's just kicked off then.
She can also play this in such a way where it's a 6-red at worst.
This is going to knock the other red over towards the left-hand side. There. That's the end of that.
But what she does want to make sure she does is takes enough time that she doesn't leave Casey with a counter clearance opportunity. If she can put one more ball.
Yeah. Played safe. I'd say that should not have played safe. Could have potted the ball. But it's a big ask now, 40-odd seconds for Casey.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. The reason we say she shouldn't have played safe is because she could have burnt off another 15 or 20 seconds of time, which would have guaranteed that there wasn't time for Casey. Well, she had a glimmer of a hope there. It was a long shot. Now there's not enough time. We know we are going to be going to our second 6-red shootout of the weekend. "17 seconds remaining on the clock, so Chloe will come to the table, but she knows that there isn't enough time to do anything. Well, a match that it was hard to pick a winner at the beginning. It's impossible still to pick a winner. After regular time, 50 minutes played, the score's tied at 5 apiece, taking us into a 6-red shootout to decide which of these two players will progress through to this afternoon's quarter-final.
We know the world record, full stop, is Brian Howcrow with his 15 seconds point something or other. I can't remember which bit it is.
15:09.
I'm glad you're here, Stato. And you don't know that the official women's fastest time. Come on, Mark. I mean, it's no good doing half a job, is it? Dean Winter, the referee, delivering the cue ball, and it's going to be Casey Ranford-Norrey to go first. And here we go.
It's an okay break. She's knocked a couple of balls up the table, which isn't ideal. Found a path there. Can go up the table now for the 2 balls that she's knocked up there. The key from this position is not to miss.
Stop the white dead here, like that.
This could be a good time if she can roll this through, take the left hand of these 2 balls, just roll it in. Oh, that's a good pot. Oh, just misses.
That's okay.
Fortunately for her, it stayed.
That's a decent time. That's a decent time from Casey. She wasn't ridiculously fast. What she was fluid. She didn't, you know, the only time she stopped was just at the very start there to just set herself for the first ball. But she took them in the correct order. She didn't go and stay at the top of the table. She came down, she played a very good shot when she stopped the white dead. And that is a decent time to set. So, Chloe Smithies, there's her time to beat 32-24. That's a softer break, but didn't really get the balls out, and this is going to be a problem for Chloe. Still not great. And this is taking, well, she's already got to 10 seconds now. If you're Casey, you're feeling very happy indeed.
This has got to be no miss pull from here.
Yeah, at some pace as well.
Don't think she's going to do this. This is going better now.
No, that's the end of that.
That's the end.
Casey Ranford-Norrey setting that very good time, 32-24, is enough to get herself through. Very unlucky there, Chloe Smithies, Mark.
Well, what a match that was in the end. It started off quite slowly, opportunities being passed back and forth between the players, and then really came alight at the end. Players trading frames, never clear who was going to be the winner. Ultimately, Casey Ranford-Norrey got ahead, and then a great clearance from Chloe Smithies to set up that six-road shootout. All credit, though, Casey Ranford-Norrey stepped up when she needed to in that six-road shootout, and with a time of 32-24, she booked her place in this afternoon's quarter-final.